Hello, Debbie here. As you know, I'm a qhht practitioner doing hypnosis, and I decided to put myself under hypnosis because there was something I wanted to look into, and I got a little more than I bargained for, really. I hope you like the results.
Mm, I see myself in a kind of cave I can see a cave and I'm standing back from the cave. And I can see in this cave that there are like little, very mini spaceships coming out of the cave. And they are just very simple spaceships, nothing really high tech looking or anything. They're kind of, ooh, some of them are high tech. I take that back. They are kind of more circular in shape. Wow, they keep changing. At first, they were quite small and mini, and then they got bigger with lights and a kind of dome thing on the top. They look like ones for just single people, single beings, and now we're talking like really high tech, huge monstrosities. I think this may be a mothership that I'm looking at. At first, I thought it was a smaller ship because I feel like I'm being pulled back and forth between um, two things. One is where there are smaller spaceships. Okay. So the smaller spaceships come out of these huge motherships. So the motherships are actually huge. And these motherships can actually disguise themselves as anything. Because in a way, it looked like this kind of smaller spaceship that is not that small. And that is kind of circular with lights around it. And it's kind of got a dome top on it. They're coming out of what appears to be a cave, but it's not actually a cave. They seem to be coming out of a mothership. Like these ships are more like scout ships, and they are um, exiting and coming out onto it is planet Earth. Um, and they are going around an area which I feel I recognize. Um, and they are flying, but people are not looking up at the sky. So I'm feeling that maybe these ships are cloaked also, because otherwise I'm sure that people would be looking up. I'm One minute I feel I'm in the spaceship, and another minute I feel I'm more observing the spaceship. Um, and this time I'm observing, I'm watching them fly, I'm watching people below going about their business, but they don't seem to see them. But I think people are just getting a feeling that they're not alone. Animals are definitely sensing. They're kind of looking around. Even though animals are not particularly outside, they're looking around, kind of looking up a little to the sky, to more to the, ceiling of the buildings that they are in. I see a particular one. Mm. It's hovering over this house in a fairly quite, there's not many houses. This house seems to be set alone. It's in a wooded area, lots of trees, lots of pine trees, and it's hovering above this house. And the being is coming out of this house, but not in a... They're almost being like raising up towards the ship. They're now on the ship. I'm also on the ship. So we are both on the ship, and there's like a control panel, but that's kind of like circular all the way around. We are both, it was like I went to collect him. He had some business to attend to, earthly business. But now, in a way, he's in his sleep time on the ship with me. And I think perhaps this is also my sleep time. But once we are on the ship, our form is more ET-like. A very large almond-shaped eyes, very typical ET kind of head, grey. I think we're short greys. I'm not 100% sure. You're on the ship. We are not the only ones in the atmosphere. There are others, and other people are also like coming out of their domestic homes and morphing into the ship. This is kind of strange. We're basically just scouting around. We're going back into this cave. Okay, so we go into this cave, which looks like a cave on the outside. It looks like we're just going into the opening of a cave, but it is actually a gigantic mothership. And so many people are in there. But they are all like ET, like, walking around, getting on with their business. It's almost like a city inside. It almost, in a way, it would make me think it's like inner Earth. In fact, it looks quite like inner Earth. There is, if it's a spaceship, it's weird. If it's a mothership, it's weird because there actually is everything in there. There is water, as in a beautiful lake. The lake is a beautiful color of blue, a pale blue. There's vegetation. There are kind of walkways, but they are more true kind of cliffs, and it's not very flat. They're all different levels and places to walk. The water is so beautifully blue. There are flowers. There are flowers that look like sunflowers, but they are so much bigger, and they react to us as we walk by. They follow us in a way, like although they're still rooted in the ground, but the faces of them follow us and watch us, and they're very much alive, very much tuned in to what's going on. They're not just there for decoration, but they are enjoying what they do. We are seeing each other and greeting each other as we go around. The other ETs, I feel, are other humans in their dream time having this experience. It does very much look like inner Earth, but maybe it's a planet. I'm not really sure. There are kind of tracks on the ground. Not tracks, not like train tracks or anything, but just like, I don't know, like I guess you can walk along them. Some are walking, others are not quite really touching the ground as they move around. So the tracks are not really necessary, but I guess if you did want to walk, it guides you to different places. So even though this is like a landscape type thing, there are even caves there. And as you go through those caves, you're kind of inside other parts of a ship. It's kind of like more sterile, where doors just open and everything is kind of like, it feels like it's made out of a very light metal that you can walk around and that you can, like, there just seems to be windows all the way around. Like the windows are a bit shaped. I can't really do the shape, but you can kind of, they're like this, and you can look out, and there are I don't know, different things dotted around. You can see out down to more. There's like more stuff happening down there. People just walking around. People, as in ETs. We are ETs. But sometimes we are in human form when we're on the earth. This is more where we come in our sleep time. A lot of us come here. A lot of us in our daytime are just like normal people, and we're unaware of this going on. There's like almost little bridges and walkways as I look out the window. There's like long bridge kind of walkways, and those have little small ships in there, kind of one person ships, and they just kind of go through these kind of glass tunnels. The glass has got windows. It's I don't know, it's hard to explain. Kind of made of a kind of metal. And you can go from one place to the other. There's a lot of moving around. There's a lot of some going from here to here, others go from there to there. But that's what I observe when I look out the window. But when I look back in, it is part of a spaceship. But as I come out a door, I'm back in it's as if I'm coming out of a cave again, and I'm just in the space where there is, the beautiful, like a river, or it's not actually flowing so much. It's more like a lake. It's not a sea. There's no waves. It's just beautiful water, and it's so soft. I'm already there, and I'm kind of putting my feet in it, but it's more just for an experience. I just wanted to feel the water. It's not something that we do a lot, being in the water, although I do see splashes of this water. And this water helps sustain us somehow. It has kind of minerals and all that we need. It's a kind of, in a way, it kind of sounds strange, but a crystalline water. And there are crystals around, many, many crystals. The rocks contain crystals, so there are parts that just seem like rocks, but when the front is broken off it has a lot of kind of like quartz crystal in there. There are many of them. It's a very beautiful landscape. There are many crystals in all of these rocks. I'm kind of standing at the foot of the cave looking out, and I'm just seeing how beautiful this place is with rocks and crystals and yeah, it's very, very beautiful. I think I know where this place is. I can't remember how you get there. But it is a place that I think I know on Earth. And yet it doesn't look like that in when you're there in our human form, but in the form that I am now, which is a being. I say a gray being, but I could equally be a Sasani being. I'm really not sure what kind of being I am. I just know there are many of us and all going about our business. Kind of a grey kind of light blue. We all just seem to be going about our business, but also enjoying some put when we pass each other, put fingers like together like this. And it's as if we're loading information into each other of our experiences and like of our daytime experiences more so, where we are picking up on how our human selves are doing at this time. This is that's quite amazing, but everybody's just doing their own thing, apart from when they kind of greet each other in that way. And they almost do a slight bow to each other of respect. When you meet somebody that you know, let me see what else is going on here. Just mainly crystals, the river, rocks, vegetation. The trees are quite tall. And the caves, like I say, are when you go in, they turn more into something else and you can see more places, more spaces. I mean, just so many places to go in here, because even when you go in to one of the caves, you're in a spaceship and you're in like I'm getting the word docking station. I don't know what that is, but it's like you can see all the others as well, going through these kind of metal window tunnels, if that makes any sense. This is quite busy. I'm going to ask, why am I here? I'm being told that this is kind of the localized center for this area. A lot of the people that we see here, we also see sometimes in our daytime, but we don't quite recognize them. I do recognize one. It's my current partner. That was who I went to pick up on the spaceship, and we kind of manned it in together. It wasn't a big, huge, like, oh, I missed you, I love you. None of that. It's just kind of more on a mission. Now also seeing the mantis collection. So, mantis, they seem bigger than us somehow. So we kind of feel a little bit small compared to a mantis, but I do see a mantis there. I think that's just showing me another version of myself. Okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I think I am just going back in my spaceship. And there are 3 of us in here. One is my partner. I'll drop him off at his place. And just as we go overhead, he just kind of, it's more his consciousness that came from that human body up into this ET body. So now it's just like his consciousness is going back in. I can see his cat being aware. I even popped in with my consciousness in human form. On this particular time, I'm also being dropped back into his place so that the ship, the third person is going off with the ship. I'm seeing us both sleeping. I can see from above, I'm watching us both sleeping, and there's this kind of like blue crystalline energy around us. It's almost like a capsule thing. It's kind of like it's not a capsule, I don't know what it is. It's like energy. It's like a navy blue around the edges and kind of light blue. And it's kind of buzzing around us. Not buzzing around us, I don't know. Maybe energizing us. And it's very, very interesting. The cat is watching this. It's like we are now even taller beings. These are like our, about actually wearing these kind of things, which is turning us into a different kind of ET. And we are walking around his house, around his land. We are going outside and we are crossing down the grass in a small way as we walk. We're quite tall, very tall. I've not seen these beings before. I really don't know what they are. It's a kind of mixture of navy blue, like a cobalt kind of blue, but with another blue in it. These 2 beings are quite spectacular, very tall. I really don't know what they are. I've not witnessed these beings before. I think I need to do some research when I come out. But we are just experiencing the land and just feeling into the land and almost connecting. I don't know if you would call them ley lines but there are kind of like crystal points that you can't see from above at all. They are deep, deep, deep down, almost in inner earth. And we are aligning them. We're walking around kind of with our hands aligning these, but we're not just walking around, we're kind of like moving about and just connecting all these. It's like a crystal grid work, and we're connecting them all, and we're almost seeing them lit up. I think this is maybe showing us something futuristic. this is all being done. And yet from this point, although we're outside both doing this, I am aware that we're both sleeping in our bed. There's a cat on one side near him. There's another cat down near my feet. They are his cat. I recognize both the cats. And they're almost holding us in a space until our consciousness comes back into our bodies. Our bodies are very motionless, like, although they are sleeping, they're breathing. I can see them breathing, but that part of them is gone out to do that work. But it's not just doing that work there, it's doing that work all over. Like they're spreading for miles and miles, just doing this work. They're really big beings. They are over at my house now. Well, I am at my house. He's spreading off further. I can see my house. I can see my animals. They seem quite okay with seeing this being, which I guess this being is me. This big blue cobalt, lighter blue, with lighter blue parts, is putting its arms around my house and it's absorbing energy, or I don't know if it was giving energy, but it is now. And this being that is me is floating upwards, and my house is getting smaller and smaller. And when I say smaller, it's just like teeny weeny now. And this being as me is up very, very, very high up. I don't even know if it's in this galaxy now. It's gone so far away. And the whole Earth plane is just far away, and I'll just see so much other places. So this is up like really, really high. And I'm just turning into spinning in other galaxies. There are many. And we are flashing lights. It's like we give the odd flash of a light high up into the sky. And I see myself and my partner are now awake, and we're standing at the window, but we are so high up now. And we just flash a light for them. And they look at each other and they're like a little bit confused and saying, "Did you see that?" And they want to go outside and look up to the sky. He's looking up to the sky. She's not down yet. She's not sure if she just wants to go back to bed. She's tired. There's a quick peep outside with him. And they look around in the skies. They can't see, but there are ships there. They're just seeing the signal from very, very far away. But there are ships, and they will soon see these ships, but more in an energetic form. And I think this is just allowing me to see that we are the human form. We are these more localized ETs in the area, transmitting and receiving information and just feeding that in. But it seemed these other beings, the tall ones, were also feeding that into like a crystalline network. And that's what's just keeping this whole experience alive. It's just keeping the whole experience alive. It's what without these deep crystalline connections to the crystals on the ground, the experience couldn't be kept alive. This is for the next stage of the game, which I believe is coming quite soon. Okay, we just wanted Debbie to see this. We can hear her say, can I ask questions? Can I ask questions? There's no need to ask questions at this moment. Everything you need is inside of you, Debbie. There is no one to ask questions to except yourself, so that you can do. And as I say that, I can feel like this whole experience and just being like it's almost like a wine glass shape of energy, like, so it's got a big wine glass bit and then comes down the stem and back in, and it's back into my own heart. In a way, I know this is where all our experiences are experienced through an expansion of the heart. Very interesting. Now I am bringing myself back to this time, this space. I will find all the information that I need to tie this together. It will come to me over time. I'm coming back feeling healthy, happy, fulfilled, and excited about our futures and the future of humanity. That was a very interesting experience. I need to put all that together and see what's going on. Thank you.
Well, thank you for watching. I found that a bit mind-blown, really, to be honest. Let me know what you think in the comments, apart from maybe thinking I'm mad. Okay, thanks. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.